All right, ready to go. What a good start. Hello, my name is Jared, and this is Does This Work? Comedy podcast, where I sit down with comedians at every level, from open micers to professional level. And today, my guest is one of Perth's rising comic voices, known as the straightest gay comic. Right? Is that what you?
I guess so.
Is that what you?
Yeah.
Is that
yeah.
what I've seen you? Put
Yeah,
down
something
yourself?
like that. Yeah.
About to be featured in WA Comedy Week's Fresh Comedy Showcase. Alex.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you. I'm excited. It's been a while since I've done a podcast. I used to host one, which I hated, but I like being a guest on other people's. It's fun.
You didn't like hosting? Why not?
Too much work.
Too
much work. Thing is,
editing and organising.
Yeah. If it's anything that's either not making me money or is not creative, I don't want to put my energy into it.
Yeah.
I don't want to learn something that's not going to make me money immediately. Which is, I know, stupid and short-sighted, but yeah, no, I just can't pay attention to it. But creativity is like the edge of that. I feel like, but creativity is weird too, because like you go through waves of productive creativity. Yeah. Like where I'm at the moment, like I can't, like for the last month, because I'm a very disciplined writer in terms of like sitting down and trying to write something every single day. Like consistently. But for the last month, I think I've only written about one serviceable joke.
Me too.
I've written hundreds.
Yeah.
But only I find them funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's go back in time and we'll get to all the joke writing styles and everything. But we'll go back in time and ask the question that I ask everyone off the bat, which is, why comedy?
Why comedy? Like to start with, like, I always thought comedy was a cool thing to try and do from like an early age. Like I always like watching Billy Connolly, like as just before I was a teenager, like, and then just up. So like comedy was always a cool thing to try and do to me, not just to watch. I remember thinking comedy was the first thing I saw that I was like, oh, that would be cool to do. So yeah, what keeps me in it now, pure self-loathing. I hate myself too much to quit at this point.
How did the first open mic come about?
First open mic was the Gong Show,
cool.
which is nuts to start with. But yeah, I just went down the lounge, and then I was like, I'd love to try sometime. And then they were like, come back next week. So I came back next week, and I was on, and it was fun. Yeah, it was fun. And
how long ago was this?
This was 3 years ago now. Yeah, 3 years and like 40 kilos ago. Dude, I gotta stop doing whatever I'm doing.
Yeah, I know what I'm doing. It's eating.
Yeah, I should just stop. You know what it is that I should just go back to what I was doing back when I was boxing, and like you know what I'll just do? I'll just eat a raw onion every day.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That's when you were boxing?
No, like that's something I've incorporated, but I'll just train like I wasn't boxing.
You're a part of a lineup. By the time this comes out, it's already going to have been, which is tonight. Mm-hmm. Various just great comedians. You're sharing the stage with some.
A lot of them, yeah. A lot of them are really, really good. There's quite a few good ones tonight. Who is it? I think Nola Bliss is on.
Nola?
Is it?
I think Nola was...
No, it's Christine Malozzi.
Yes.
She's funny. Yes. Nikos, he's incredibly funny. Wyatt Nixon, I think he's...
Oh, he's fantastic.
He's one of the funniest guys.
Aaron's there, Aaron Smith.
Well, and then yourself, you've been killing it lately. I'm feeling funny. But tonight will be like, I haven't done a gig where I've felt the need to impress for a while. And so I've had this one coming up on the back burner, and I'm like, oh, it's actually nice. I've got a gig, like I can go in there with the intent of doing well, because a lot of the other times, and I'm just like lately for the last few months, I've just been in this weird creative space where I haven't even wanted to get on stage. Yeah. So I thought, well, I don't even like, if I'm going to come here, I'm going to do the wildest, dumbest stuff that anyone has ever seen. And so I've really been enjoying doing that. But that's like the other fun aspect of creativity, is like going to that area where you don't normally go, experimenting and doing things that it's like, this isn't sellable now, but I guarantee you if I put it through the ringer 100 times, it's going to come out as like, we're going to get something good out of it, you know?
Yeah. And then so when you get those ideas, where do they generally appear? How do they come to you?
Oh,
Is it mining for material, or are you just driving the car one day and it just suddenly?
no, it just
lightning
comes,
strikes?
man. It just comes. Like, I don't know. Like, honestly, I wish I could turn my brain off sometimes. I need to be medicated. Yeah, please. Like,
All
you
of-
have
all
some?
of us, yeah.
Anyone.
Send your drugs.
Send
to
Yeah,
P.O.
please. Like, I just want my brain to be normal for a day. Because lately I did a joke last night about, Pavarotti?
Yeah.
I did a joke about Pavarotti doing a Chinese opera, and but he doesn't speak a word of Chinese, so he just improvises it. And I won't spoil the rest of the joke because it actually did a lot better than I thought it would last night. So I'm actually going to work on that. But it's a really dumb joke, and it's shocking to me that it got a laugh.
Yeah.
I didn't plan on it getting a laugh
Yeah.
at all. So yeah, like sometimes it just comes from the weirdest places. Other times it comes from observation. Like observing my parents is just like, that's the big one. It's like, how old is your dad?
My dad's 68.
68.
Yeah.
He's pretty much the same age as my dad.
Yeah.
And is he getting way into was he like an ABC SBS dad growing up?
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
now he would be hell into conspiracy theories.
Yeah, he does. He would, but he doesn't. I really don't know what he watches anymore. Yeah, I don't know. He was an SBS ABC guy. He was like a big Home Improvement kind of dad. And he was like that sitcom dad. And he was just like, do you remember Home Improvement? Or like Married with Children.
Yeah,
Like, he
yeah,
loved
yeah, yeah.
those.
My dad wasn't that dad. He was strictly a news dad, or maybe Family Guy. He did like Family Guy, but no other media apart from news. And now he's just gotten into YouTube, which is even worse because now he can just listen to what he wants to be told day in, day out. And it's nothing but, every time I talk to him, it's nothing but Jews, lizards, aliens. And it's like,
They're all the same thing.
I know. It's like, the three are never mutually exclusive. They're either the same or they're working together. And it's like, Dad, you've got to stop. But my dad, I know there are parts of him that are a stereotype, but there's also other parts of him that makes no sense.
Yeah.
He's got about 100 bottles of wine in his house at the moment because he was part of a wine club for a while. So he's just got 100 bottles of wine, of assorted wine, just laying around his house. And then he's also brewing his own beer. It's like, Dad, you have enough booze. Get through what you have at the moment. He's just such a strange guy.
Yeah, my dad doesn't have a ton of hobbies like that. Like he works for the district court. So he works as a judge's associate. So he sees a lot of stuff in trial. I don't think he likes to come home and watch stuff on the news. He was maybe some years ago, but not so much anymore. Now he finds it interesting still. He's like, oh, that was the trial that I was doing. It's like
I've gotten back into reading the paper because they bring the paper in at my work and I read the paper at the lunch table. And it's nice just reading about local things that are going on.
Yeah, I do get that.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember my wife and I were early picking up my son from school, so we went to a cafe nearby and there was a paper there at the next table. He just if there's one there, you just reach over and grab it and then you're just like, oh. And I'm like, oh man. And then I started thinking about this idea for a joke where I'm like, we all turn into our dads. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We all age into this newspaper reading, news watching,
Fat alcoholic,
cheating on your wife.
Well, that's the funny thing about my dad. For all of his shortcomings, I don't think he ever cheated on Mum. Yeah. In saying that, he's they haven't divorced yet, even though they should. And it's just do it already.
Have you got siblings?
I got 5 older siblings.
Jesus.
Yeah, I got 3 sisters and 2 brothers. We don't really talk about one brother much.
His parents had nothing to do, really.
Really, yeah. I think that's why my dad got into news because he was like, I can't keep having children. He was like, I can't I just got to sit down and pass myself with booze. It's like, listen, it's either more kids or drinking, darling. It's like,
but then if you start drinking, you got to be fucking as well. So
yeah, but no, you just keep drinking. There's a point. You just drink past that point.
I can't do it. I'm too drunk.
The feeling will go away. Yeah.
And how do your parents feel about comedy?
Oh, they hate it. Yeah. Actually, Dad doesn't hate it. Dad doesn't know a whole lot about it because I don't like to. I got a funny relationship with my dad. I like to kind of keep at arm's distance, but Mum totally disapproves, and that's because most of the jokes are about her. Dad doesn't mind being the butt of a joke, especially when it's a joke where it's like, that's fair. It's like, yep, I did that. Yep, it's like that's true. Yeah. It's like, yeah. In fact, I think there's a part of him. There's a part of my dad there's a part of my dad that's very dumb. But then there's also a part of my dad that's more emotionally intelligent than he lets on. Yeah. Which is still not very intelligent. But like he understands that like humor at the end of the day is a coping mechanism. And so, you know, what you joke about are the things you're trying to deal with from your life, you know? And I think that because he thinks I've found like a way to cope with things of like that I've seen from my parents, he's okay with it, whereas Mum does not like being the butt of the joke, which is incredible because it's like it's incredible how the thing about your parents is like how they refuse to will say that we never did anything that messed up to you. Yeah. We never did anything to mess you up. No. And it's like, sure, you know,
I've got receipts.
Yeah, and it's like you try and say stuff to your parents, like, Mum, like you weren't always nice growing up, and it's like I made sure you were fed, and it's like, is that the bar we're setting, or like shit, like, you know, it's like, Mum, like Dad was like, you know, he was kind of like a neglectful alcoholic at times, and it was like he didn't molest you, and it's like, I love that that's the bar we're setting, you know. I love that that's like, if you didn't,
thank you,
oh my god, you know, it's like, do most dads do that, you know? So it's a weird thing that they compare to, but again, like humor at the end of the day is just that. It's like just coping with things. And so comedy is that for you? It's become like an outlet, like a therapeutic. Yeah. It comes and goes. Like sometimes it feels like more of a chore and an exercise and a task than an outlet. Yeah. But like that's when I find that's when you just need a break from it, you know, because it's like it's not the thing you need it to be. And then as soon as you have the break from it, you're like, you know, you get it.
And when did you feel like you were doing well enough that you could go, I can keep doing this? Like obviously you get through the first. Did you get through the gong, the first one?
Yeah,
that's cool. Me too. Like it's not often that happens where people get through the gong.
Nah, well, I mean, it's like
especially the first.
It's like it is a tough gig, the gong, but like honestly, the gong is such a strange exercise. I really think the less you care about winning the gong, the more chance you have of winning it. Yeah. You know, because you go on. It's like the audience can sniff it on you, but like they feel your earnestness of wanting to do well. Yeah. But you just go on. Like last week I got gonged off, but I didn't care because I was just like, you know what? I've stopped caring about this. I just want to use it as an exercise of like how to manage my energy on stage. Yeah. And I came away and it was incredibly fun. And normally when I've gonged off, because I've come second at the gong once, like you get like the taste of victory. Yeah. And so like you just want to get back to that point, but like then I took months and months off it, and now like I got gonged off. Normally my partner, he's like, when I get gonged off, he knows I'm in a filthy mood because I'm just like, and but like now he was like, you're in an awfully chipper mood for getting gonged off, and I'm like, I just had fun, you know, and that's kind of what you got to go back to after a while. Yeah, it's like if it stops being fun, I feel like the creativity stagnates. Yeah, you know,
or if you take it for granted, or if you're not looking forward to it, or you're not, you know, I feel like you have to, you have to be prepared for whatever gig it is. Yeah, you know, so and whatever that looks like, and whatever the gig looks like, it's going to be. And sometimes,
like as you move up, like tonight's gig, you know, where like it's a show, like it's not like, you know, we're not performing for the Queen or anything or the King now, but like it's
flattering.
It is, but it is like a paid gig, and it is organised, and it is like it's a certain thing where it's not an open mic, it's more than an open mic. Yeah. So there's an emphasis to do somewhat well. Yeah. So, but those shows are fun too because then it introduces like a discipline to the
Yeah.
creativity where it's like, oh, now I need to remember my jokes.
Yeah.
You know?
So the problem I'm having at the moment is that I feel like I've written some good stuff. Like you, I haven't really written much in like a month, maybe even longer. Since I started the podcast, I haven't been writing as much, but I have one or two new jokes that are doing great, and and then I'm putting them in to the folder of like working jokes, things that work everywhere all the time, or at least 95% of the time. And then so now I copied all that into this like program, like a AI thing, and I'm like, time this as a real set for me. And it was like 13 minutes. I'm like, God, I got to make it 5. I'm like, that's what a cool problem to have. You know what I mean? After, having like, because I only put them into that column when I know that I've tasted them. I've trialed them out at like every venue. I've done them at pro spots and they work. So it's the only time that I put them into the working column. Everything else is still working it out. So like now, so with a gig tonight, like tonight, I think I see it a bit differently than I think other people do. Whereas like I see it as like kind of like it's like a breath of fresh air. Like all the open mics leading up to it, it's like that's the hard work. And then the payoff is like this professional spot where it's like, okay, all this work has led to this, and now I get to sort of showcase it. And then you go down to like the slogging it out again until you get it.
Well, it's funny you say that because like and you know, like it would mean a lot to me if my mum took an interest in things, but she won't. She's just like a wine soak these days. And, you know, like she's probably zonked out on Valium and red wine right now. God bless her. But, you know, it's like, it's something like, people underestimate how much work it can be. And not to overemphasize it. Like, I don't want to paint like, comedians are not hard workers naturally.
That's the reason that we are comedians.
Yeah, all very good people. But the amount of effort that does go into shows is like, it's not something that could be measured in a single day. It's something that goes like, it's weeks and months and like, you know, and like that's the bottom line of it. And it can be tremendously tough because you're sitting on a joke where it's like, man, I know there's something funny here. I just can't figure out the wording or the timing or like
do you have
the tag.
people in your life that you can, like other comedians that you'll send stuff to or run stuff by?
No, I wish I did. Because I think the stuff I joke about is just so like off field that like I enjoy writing for other comedians. Like writing jokes for other material is honestly like probably a new creative thing I've enjoyed doing because it installs a new set of rules because I can only write for someone like if I've seen them perform a few times and I kind of understand the voice that they perform in and the style that they perform in,
like their cadence. I think like David Hughes, who I had on last week, was talking about how he writes for the project or wrote for the project and various other shows. And that was my question: like, do you have to write with those voices in mind? Like, do you have to write with their knowing how their cadence is going to deliver it, and knowing he's like, you do kind of have to research a little bit. But and I think it was that made him decide to give it. He's like, well, I'm writing jokes for these people and they're getting laughs, so I may as well write them for myself.
Yeah. It's very much a thing. And I enjoy writing for other people. Like I'm not probably of the caliber that Dave Hughes is. He's a animal all to himself. But writing for other people is like is tremendously fun. Lately, I've just been like writing a joke, been working on jokes about like euthanasia and how like I want to legalize euthanasia. State-sponsored euthanasia, but only by means of traditional Japanese seppuku. Yeah. And so, but like, I want to be able to like nominate, like the person who's killing themselves, like they should be able to nominate the person who cuts off their head after they've disemboweled themselves. Yeah. Because like, I think the disemboweling themselves is like, that's commitment to killing yourself. Yeah. And then like, only then does your like professional nominated by the state or the person nominated by you get to cut your head off. And like you should be allowed to nominate a person other than like a professional because like I would be honored to cut off my friend's head. But like the other thing too is like it would be funny to like they disembowel themselves. They're in so much pain. They look up at you wondering like they're expecting you to cut their head off and you just don't do it. And then you're just like watching them like squeal in pain and it's like, can't believe you fell for that, you dickhead, you know? Like that would be, and that's what I've been laughing at lately.
I was going to say, you did come in saying that you've been writing a lot of jokes about murder.
Yeah, man. And it's like, I don't know. It's something. I'm gonna try that tonight. Not at our show. I got another show before that, so cool. I'm gonna try that tonight.
Killing it everywhere. So, do you feel like need to when you do write jokes? Do you have to write it down word for word like a script, or do you just go dot points and then try and keep it?
Depends on the joke. Normally, if I think I've got like it's never written out like a script. I when I first started writing jokes, I did start writing that way, but then it becomes too much of a rigid thing. Yeah. And because sometimes, depending on what set you're doing, you either need to hurry up and get to the point, or you should slow it and take it down. And if you're trying to remember a whole script, it turns into this thing where you need to say it so for so, and then you leave yourself no wiggle room. So it did become a dot for dot thing, but then it also like depending on the joke, it like became like a bubble thing of like, well, we'll try the joke here, and then if it takes off here, then we can take it to here, and then if it works there, we can take it to here, and so like depending on, there's always a short version and a long version of a joke now, you know, so that's how I kind of try and write. And
then so with being a Perth comic, right? Do you feel like, and because we're in the middle of a huge boom where there's people constantly coming in and to the industry, coming in and staying in, I have to say, like I feel like people come in and then you consistently see them every week. But how do you feel like it's important to create something like a stage persona or something where you're standing out from the crowd, from the other comics? Yeah,
I've spoken to comedians about this. Comedians who I like and are like very proficient at what they do. And to be honest with you, it like yes and no, because if you wanna get ahead in some scenarios, yes, I think you need a gimmick. You know, you need a marketable gimmick. There's one comedian, I won't say their name, but like they market to a very particular audience to sell tickets. Yeah. And no hate on the hustle, but they're actually better than that audience alone. Like they could fill a room of a totally diverse audience and get the same amount of laughs, but they, because of their marketing gimmick, they only attract one type of audience. So, you know, it can be really tough. And
so because the goal is that that one audience is going to be your audience when they as they go up the ladder and they start doing their pro shows, people are coming to see them because they know what they're getting. Yeah. So then
I think there's validity in the other way. Like it's like the route to success, I don't think is like, first off, success isn't guaranteed no matter how hard you try. Yeah. So I think like less is more, and some people a gimmick works really well for them, but then you know they've got like a certain thing about them that makes them marketable in that direction. But then you can go the other direction and just kind of be a purist with it, and then you know get known that way. Like there's a lot of comedians who I admire who never had a gimmick, but like they just kind of they're just kind of phenomenal comics, and like they that's what they've done. They've not resorted to gimmicks. They've not resorted to pop-ups. They just go, they do their stand-up, and then over the course of time, they've just gotten a loyal following because they're consistently funny.
And consistency seems to be the theme or the key or the popular like consensus.
Yeah, like you just got to consistently write, consistently try new bits, show up. Yeah.
Also, there's the whole social media presence thing. Do you have one?
I do have one, but I don't really use it. I kind of I should use it. I've got a backlog of photos from shows. I've got a backlog of videos I should edit in, like, because backlog of videos from good shows I did that I was happy with, but I just can't be bothered.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not good at marketing myself just as me, Jared, the comedian. But like with this stuff, when it's a project, like I used to do comedy sketches as well.
Yeah.
They never really took off past the year that we were doing them. They were really good quality. Like the writing was great before I started stand-up, but they never quite got over the edge. But I was all right with promoting that. I was releasing them once a week. We had like 12 banked. And then so if we ever didn't film one week, we'd have enough, you know what I mean? And then one day we stopped filming, and then they were releasing every week, and then they just slowed down and then stopped.
Again, this is all just temporary until I figure out a way to get employed by a CIA black team. This is all the Chinese government hires me to,
create a crypto scam.
Yeah, man. Like, that's it, man. Like, people will be like, how do we stop the elites of the world? You can't. May as well join them. Like, I don't think I could ever do certain things for the elites that they clearly demand. I won't say it because I don't want you to get, I know you're trying to monetize, but
Not trying.
Yeah, but like killing people for money, like, that seems pretty cool to me at the moment. Like, I could go for that.
You'd be a real unassuming hitman, by the way.
Which I think is good, Like, I'm not like I don't look scary.
No, but you'd like, I feel like you'd be like easily blend in with the crowd.
I can blend in anywhere. I can blend into any crowd.
Yeah, you could pass off as like a barista.
Yeah.
And, poison their coffee.
Yeah.
I would support you, man.
Yeah.
If there's any hitmen agencies or anything wanting to...
Yeah, if there's any training schools. If there's any kind of like Hogwarts school for assassins. Like, I will sign up to that immediately.
Send your drugs and your
applications for assassin school. Yeah. I would totally be down for that.
Well, speaking of risky jokes, how do you feel about... So when you write, like, do you think comedians should take into account when they're writing a joke or performing a joke that this may offend people, or do you think that they should just do it for the art of doing it? If people get offended, it's on them.
Look, I think it's a bit from column A and column B. I don't think comedians should ever try and trade in offense. No. I think at the end of the day, you should try and write what is funny to you and then try and make it as translatable to a general audience as possible.
Yeah.
And sometimes what's funny to you is offensive or it can be offensive. And maybe it's too offensive to like do really well. That doesn't mean you should never try it.
Yeah.
That means like there's a creative process you should take in terms of like, trying to make it translatable to your audience, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, but people probably think I'm extremely offensive. And I am sometimes, I'll admit, but like.
But there's no intent of
No. Like, at the end of the day, I'm just trying to be funny. I think there's a natural progression of like the first year comedians are just trying to get any kind of reaction.
Yeah, that's again a very popular consensus is that like as soon as all new comedians would go over the top offensive.
Yeah, and then the second year it's refined. And then the third year the offensiveness comes back because now you figured out how to like just tinker it and make it a little bit more theatrical.
Palatable.
Yeah. Because like I don't think at the end of the day I think like I just have silly ideas that like result from slightly touchy topics. Like I got a joke about Joe Rogan being on the Epstein list and how like he would be the worst person to be molested by because like he'd just be doing all this jujitsu on you and then like by the end of it you'd just be like, please fuck me already, and then he'd be through having sex with you, but like that wouldn't be the most traumatic bit. Like it would be all the jujitsu, and then afterwards he'd be like, "You should go have an ice bath for recovery because I'm planning to do this again to you tomorrow."
Have you done this bit?
I did it last night.
It worked?
Yeah, it did. Yeah. It did. So
that's great. And like, what gets me is like when you're writing this stuff, right? Is like clearly it's a joke, and this is like what we trade in. We make up shit. So it's like we are obviously not saying that Joe Rogan is going to molest people. On the flip side of that, I feel like the best person to be molested by would be Shane Gillis, because I feel like he'd just be so apologetic about it. And he'd just be like,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Dude. Well, the other thing is, like, he would just he would just bail out of it because he can tell you're not into it. Yeah. Like, he's like, this doesn't seem to really be your thing. So he'd bail out like as he's getting his pants off and be like, that's okay. Yeah. So like, he probably would be. Yeah.
And then who's another one? Bill Burr. I don't know what he'd be like.
I don't think
Bill Burr would bail out as well. Be like, what am I gonna do? Rape you? Huh?
Yeah. Like Bill Burr would probably he probably wouldn't even try to, but he would probably berate you for ending up in this. Like, how'd you end up in this situation? Look at you. You hang around the wrong crowd. This is what happens to you. Which sounds like victim blaming, which I don't think he's fond of. But I do think there would be like a little bit of it's like this is what happens when you hang around the wrong people. But yeah, he would. I thought of this. Someone who would be funny to be like. Another one would be Theo Von. Yeah. Because he'd just be trying to compare it to some dumb story he made up on the spot.
Dude, my brother, man.
Yeah. Just something dumb like that.
When he was people, he told me he used to do it.
It would be like, to be honest, man, it happened to me. I came out okay, so I'm just going to do it to you, and hopefully good things happen for you, man.
Some people just got that look.
Listen, some children just got that kissable booty, just something like that. Oh, God. Yeah, people, that's a soundbite. Someone's going to hold it against me. The other thing, too, is, but people talk about stimming on stage, and you're just stimulating yourself. One thing I want to try and do is just work in more I don't play an instrument, but I'd love to work in more musical bits. I was thinking of one on the way here. What was it? It was a thing of it was a famous ballad song, but I've totally forgot about it. But instead of that's right, it was Grease Lightning.
Oh, right.
It was Grease Lightning, but instead of
wouldn't call Grease Lightning a ballad song.
Well, no, but it was a Grease Lightning song, and it was declaring for the Chinese government, and it was the Chinese, they're multiplying, and America's gonna fall. Xi Jinping, something. And then what was it? You better wake up, cause Mao needs a man, to stop these landlords, and that was the whole song. And I was thinking that on the drive here, and I was like, what's wrong with my brain that I find this funny,
Well, I've been thinking about, it's been suggested to me by many people that I should incorporate some music, because I play music for a living and I do comedy for shits and gigs, but I've never combined the two because I've never really wanted myself.
Musical comedy can be extremely funny.
Yeah, but I also didn't want to be that guy. I don't want people. Expect to see a guitar when I get on stage.
I didn't make a joke about being queer in my first year of comedy because I didn't want to pigeonhole myself on that. And do you know what I could have been? I could have been the next Joel Creasy by now if I had done that. Instead, I burnt every bridge with every gay person.
Nah, you're a little less.
Every I said so much shit about Jewish people that now I'm never going to have another career.
You're much less insufferable than Joel Creasy.
Well, that's not that hard. Which is that's the other thing too, of there's, I don't know why, you get because I'm into it 3 years now, and for some reason, open micers first years come to me and ask for advice. I'm I've fucked up so much. Don't get my advice. But I honestly just kind of think, be the nicest person you can in the scene, because you contribute to the environment that you're in, and if you're this shitty, insufferable, weird person, that's just the memory people have of you.
I say this to my acting students as well. I'm like, don't be a dick.
Yeah.
Like, don't like, because people will remember you.
Yes.
You get on like for comedy as well, but on sets, on acting sets, you get on set and you think that you're meant to be there and you are chosen above other people to be there. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's a flip of the coin that they were like, we'll get this idiot in.
Yeah.
And then for you to take that and then take it onto your personality and be like, I was chosen, and be a dick about it. Like, but it's the same with comedy. I'm like used to be quite a textbook people pleaser. And it still sort of comes out. I don't like the idea of someone not liking me. You know
There's people I can't be nice to anymore in comedy. There's only about 2 of those people I can't be nice to anymore. But that's their fault, not mine. But then, like, there's other people who, like, I feel like over time I've seriously rubbed off on, like, because they weren't quite sure of me to start with. But like, I think I've just been consistently nice to them, and we've grown. Like, every time we see each other, we get along great. And I think it's just. Yeah, you contribute to the environment that you're in, and if you contribute something good, then people will remember you from that. Like, also, like, if you're a really, rat-faced piece of crap, and you have a bad set, you think people are just going to be quick to put you on again? Like, if you're a really nice person and you have a bad set. Like, people are just going to be like, you just had a bad set, man. You know, whereas it's like, if you're already a piece of crap, people are going to be looking like for any excuse not to have you on again. Yeah. So, like, just be as nice as you can, be as friendly as you can. Don't be a dick, and don't judge people for what they say on stage. You know, just be friendly.
Also, don't pile on. Like, because I see a lot of open micers that will like try and be on the level of like the professionals, right? So there's a mixed bag backstage sometimes of like pros and open micers. Pros will be roasting each other about something, you know what I mean? A couple pros roasting each other, but a couple of open micers over here will then like chime in with their own, like, I'm going to come in too. Like, you look like this, you look like that. And I just stay silent.
I just plug my, when I'm in the green room, I just plug my earbuds in, and then I wait until I'm around my level of people. Yeah. And then I'm just like, then I start saying shit to them. But generally, it's nice to just sort of zone in and, you know, and be there for it. Because, also, like, I'm not like, until I'm off stage, I can't think of anything funny to say, to other people. Like, anything I'm going to say to them is just going to be deranged and something like, what do you think about this? You know, so like, it's like, I've got this joke about cutting my mum's head off. Let me run it by you. And it's like,
what celebrity do you think would make the best stuff? Or worst?
Yeah. Like, that would be, oh man. I'm gonna do that Joe Rogan again tonight. Yeah,
I like that. It's a good bit, as well as if you start putting in the other, like, some other celebrities here and there.
Yeah. Well, it's just funny, the idea of it being Rogan Island instead of Epstein's Island. Yeah. Because, like, and the flight log has been totally different. Like, it's just logs. All of the sort of Rogan mafia comedians like Schultz and Kreischer and things like that, which, like, kind of brings into my theory that, like, we're about to head into like another dark age of comedy, like it was from, I want to say, 95 to 05. And now we've been in this renaissance of comedy, and we're about to go into another dark age, which isn't a reason to stop doing comedy, because like the really great comedians that we think of when we think great comedians are like, they came from that dark age and they started the renaissance. So I think we're about to go into another comedy dark age.
Good. So, if a joke kills, like, if an audience likes a joke but you personally don't like doing it, like, it's like you're either sick of it or you just feel like it's cheap, do you keep it or do you get rid of it or do you alter it?
I think it depends on the comedian, depends on the joke. Like, I think there's jokes I have in like my good stash of like solid gold jokes that I'm kind of tired of using. But they work, and the thing is, it's like sometimes I don't even really think about it. But then, like, I remember earlier this year, especially coming off Fringe, and then pretty much right up until the end of May, I was doing all of these shows where like the emphasis was to impress. And so by the time I got to the end of that run, there were certain jokes. I'm like, I'm tired of these jokes. But then I just have to kind of remind myself, it's like, wait a sec. Some of those jokes took like a year to get right. Yeah. There was a lot of work that went into them, and they work literally every time. Yeah. Even with audience who have seen it twice, like audience members have come up to me and they'll be like, "I've heard you use that joke before, and it makes me laugh every single time." And it's like that's the sign of a really good joke, that it can be told to another person more than once. And it's like you gotta. There's the side where it's like you want to be respected as a performer in terms of like you've got to be able to rock up and do well, which is that like using those old jokes, that's part of that. Yeah. Then you got to be true to like your creative side, which is where like, I want to go out and do the things that are making me laugh at the time. It's all a balancing act, man. And it's like, that's why comedy can be difficult at sometimes, because you're trying to balance up like being a artist with being like a performer, and the two aren't always the same thing. You know, like if we take people like Adam Sandler is an entertainer. I don't know if he's an artist. I think he has been. I think he has created some wonderful art, like in terms of some of his acting roles. Like what was that movie he did where he got scammed by the mattress people? It's one of my favorite movies. He's like this autistic guy who works as like a toilet salesman, and then he called up a sex line, and then they scammed him out of a bunch of money, and then he falls in love with a girl. I forget the movie.
It's Adam Sandler.
That's an Adam Sandler movie, and it's
drama.
Yeah, and it's an amazing performance by him.
Right.
And like that to me is like fine art. Yeah. Like there was an amazing performance. It's something you never would have expected to see from Adam Sandler. Or Uncut Gems, that's another great one where it's amazing. But by and large, he doesn't do that. He does these silly movies which make me laugh every single time, no matter how stupid they are. And like that's the other part of being entertainment. So it's like it's the mix and match. Yeah. I actually think Adam Sandler's like hell underrated. Like people crap on his movies all the time. It's like, no, just don't get it. It's like fart jokes work every single time. Yeah. That's why he tells them. It's like he is like the master of like taking basic humor to its zenith, because if like people love Adam Sandler movies. Yeah.
Well, I love Adam Sandler movies. I love his OG ones as well. I had a friend ask me, "Have you seen the new Happy Gilmore?" I'm like, I don't want to watch it only because like I don't like revisiting classic movies.
To be honest, I did kind of have the same reservation. Yeah. Watched it, and if you don't compare it to the old Happy Gilmore, which I know is kind of impossible because it's a sequel, but just on its own value, it's a very, very fun, entertaining
that's what my
movie.
mate said as well. And he was like, it's just the nostalgia vibes of it, which I think like we're all just going through at the moment. Like everyone's just on this nostalgia kick. Even my kid who's 12, right, has this like, oh, remember when we did this? Like everyone's on this like nostalgia.
Dude, I'm nostalgic for things I wasn't even around for.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
there's a word for that as well. I'm not sure what it's called. I looked it up once. It's like a nostalgic for a place or period of time that you weren't even alive for, weren't even, you know, like
Now, you ever see the Lethal Weapon movies?
Yeah.
You know when like the Murtaugh, the black dude in that, like whenever he has a moment and then there's just like a saxophone starts playing in the background of like, God, the shit I'm in. Yeah. Like, I feel like I have one of those playing constantly throughout my life. Like, you know, like right before I make a bad decision. Yeah. Yeah, like that's me. Yeah. Or like other things, like you know, I'm really nostalgic for like being in like a Greek forum and just like debating bros all day about is it gay or not, you know? Like all day debating it. Like I want to exist in that time where you're like, and it's like, not really, because like, and then the other guy, no, I think it's gay. And then like, that's the time I want to exist.
That would also make a terrific sketch.
Yeah. Dude, I would film that tomorrow.
Just like a bunch of guys who like appear as straight men, and then there's the gay guys who sort of are like very straight appearing, and then it'd be great to just have, and that'd be it.
Yeah.
And then just right at the end, there's just like one over the top, like
Yeah, ruins it for everyone. Yeah. We were having such a calm debate until this faggot rocks up, and then all like the gay and the straight dudes is like, nah, but like it can't be gay to fuck him because he looks like a girl. And then this queen from rolls in like this, and then everyone's like,
feather boa and high heels.
Yeah.
So what's next?
What's next? I don't know, man. Like I've got things. I'm kind of in a bit of a limbo at the moment because I was seriously debating. The thought crossed my mind of like maybe I should quit comedy.
Nah.
And then I was like immediately talked out of it
Yeah.
by Lockie's one fun gig, and Lockie Skinner was all it took to talk me out of it off the edge.
Can you imagine if you keep at it and something happens? As opposed to quitting and nothing, never knowing if anything.
Look, I do feel that, but it's like I don't know. It's a hard slog, and it comes and goes in waves, And you're gonna have like a period where like you're the hottest shit for 3 months, and then you're gonna have 6 months. Where it's like,
Well, it's like being a music artist, right? So like a lot of people's first albums are their best, right? Because they've spent their whole life writing these songs, putting their life's work into this first album, to have to be then have it followed up immediately with like, it was great, now give us more, we want a second album, and have to follow it up in a year.
I only want to get to the point where I'm famous enough for 5 years that I can invest my money and do a very easy day job for the rest of my life and not worry about it, not worry about rent or anything like that. I don't even want to be... The idea of being famous forever, like the idea... Like, who's been someone who's been famous forever? Like Brad Pitt famous. Like, that is terrifying to me. You're just in the public light all the time.
I have no interest in fame at all. Like, the fortune
I have
I
only
can deal
interest
with.
in fame as much as it can make me money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind the occasional. I saw you last week. You were great. That's about as much as I can handle.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't want the eyes. How people.
I think it's better
never,
to be infamous than famous.
Yeah,
because it's like when you're famous, you can. I feel like the audience is destined to turn on you at some point and hate you.
Well, I've never understood the fascination with celebrities just because they're famous. Like, I've never understood TMZ chasing down Rob Schneider in the street.
Dude, whenever someone ever reposts, like if you knew them personally, fair enough. Like if you knew someone personally and you personally interacted with them when they die and you make a post like, I'm really sorry to see this guy go, his work was amazing, if you knew him personally. But people repost stories of like dead soccer players that they never met, and it's like, that person does not care about you. Yeah. They wouldn't even piss on you if you were on fire. And it's like, it makes no sense to me. Like, I'm like some people is really sad because there are certain people, but I'd never repost them. Like, very few celebrity deaths make me feel sad.
Yeah. Who was the last celebrity death that made you feel sad?
Probably Ozzy Osbourne, just because he was like a trailblazer in metal and like such a molder of culture for such a long time. Not only that, but like he was clearly like not part of the pedophile elite. But like another one, I'll be sad when Jim Carrey, Adam Sandler, and Jack Black die. Like those are probably the next three that when they die, I'll feel sad about.
Who would you be happy when they die?
That's a much longer list. How long have we got? Oh man, I'll be happy. I'll be happy when Leonardo DiCaprio dies. He's so overrated, man. Like no one can say he is a good actor. He's a good actor, but he's such a like that's all he is, you know. Meryl Streep. I can't wait till she dies. I've actually been praying on her downfall for years. Who else? Oh man, there's so many. Drake. Oh man, I would love it if he died.
I'm going to tag all these celebrities.
Please do. Yeah.
As if they are going to stumble upon.
No. Taylor Swift, and not even because I'm like a big Taylor Swift hater. Like I'm not one of these, but it's like she's clearly overrated.
Yeah.
Like Sabrina Carpenter is clearly much better.
I couldn't tell you the difference between them.
Most people can't.
I had a chick come up to me at a gig the other day, and she was like, "Can you play Tate McRae?" I'm like, "Who is that?" And then they asked me someone else and another person. I'm like, I looked at them all. I had like a Spotify thing that I play in between my sets. I looked at them all. I'm like, oh, these are all like white chicks that play very Taylor Swifty stuff. I'm like, no, what about me gives you the impression that I
can sing that.
Play Shake It Off.
Yeah.
And do it convincingly like I'm into it, like Taylor Swift. But yeah, they're all
But Sabrina Carpenter is so much better than Taylor Swift.
I'm all for the fact that like I can admit that they all have talent, but they all also I don't know Sabrina Carpenter, but like they all sound so similar to me. And I know it makes me sound like an old man, which I am. I'm 40 years old, and I just like.
No, I get it. I can't tell you I can't tell you what's good music anymore. Like I just know what I like.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like I used to be able, like I'm sure there was a period where I knew what good music was.
Yeah, I know. It's like that's classic Simpsons thing. Abraham Simpson and his dad is like, I used to be with it, but then they changed what it was and what happened to you. I said it to my son because like, and I'm realizing, I'm writing a joke about this, about how 40-year-old dads are all millennials that we're just 95% nostalgia, and we always want to show people the original versions of things. My son will like, can we watch the new Jurassic World? I'm like, let's watch Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
I'm like, listen to this song. I'm like, now let's listen to the Beatles original version.
Yeah. It is much like that, you know, and it's also like there's this other weird thing about celebrity culture. Are you familiar with this new rock star Youngblood?
Heard of him?
He's another one I can't wait to die.
No idea.
Like he is such an industry plant. It's like they were like, Harry Styles is going bald. We need a young hot dude to like fill the void and like make white girls froth.
Well, I can even understand.
And I've even said this, and I'll say it again. If Adolf Hitler was tall, blonde, and had abs, women would love him to this day. Gay Jewish men would love Adolf Hitler if he was tall, blonde, and had abs.
Gaydolf Hitler.
Gaydolf Hitler, yeah. And it's like, if people are attractive, it already makes them more tolerable, you know? And that's why kind of comedy, I think, kind of is what appeals to me so much more. Because you can tell the people who like, Louis C.K. is probably, I would say, when you look at his resume and how long he's been performing for and how well he's been performing for, he is probably the greatest comedian to ever live.
He's fantastic.
Right?
Yeah.
That man is the most unfuckable man on the planet. Like, he will, like, and he's amazing because it's like, that's kind of what stand-up comedy is. It kind of, like, overrides, like, this is why these guys, like, I'll shit on him. Matt Rife, like, man, like the minute I saw him get famous, I was like, 2 years, we're going to completely forget about him and move on with the next dude. Yeah. He is cashing in on good looks, which, look, I would cash in on him too. I'm not hating the hustle, but like it will pass. It will pass so quickly. And then, you know, the true like greats of our industry, like Louis, Shane Gillis is doing great now, and then Mark Normand is great, you know, and then like those guys come too, and those guys are just like consistently doing it, you know.
The people that I can't handle are the people that have gotten famous for nothing, like the Hawk Tour girl, and like, you know, the people that get famous for.
I'm so jealous.
I hate street interviews so much.
I used to do them, and now I was asked, like, are you ever going to do those again? And I'm like, no, I hate that I did that.
Yeah. Because the guys that interview girls are always like, so what's your favorite position? And the girls answer it and whatever, and they're trying to go viral. The girls that do it are all like, what would you rate me out of 1 to 10? And it's like, it's the most vapid, like self-serving thing. And then they just build this little following and build together until they become like podcasters.
What I think we should do is, if we're going to do street talk, is you got to ask the most left field question. Like, what you should be asking
is super meal.
No, what you should be asking, like, is like you should go in and it's like, listen, Mao Zedong is responsible for the death of 40 million Chinese people, but now China is like the most advanced country in the world. Was it worth it? Something like that, you know?
And watch some club girl going,
Yeah, like that would be entertaining to me.
doggy style?
Yeah. Or like then you go on and then be like like other things like imagine asking some pissed as a fart dude just be going, it's like, okay, who's your goat? Napoleon, Hannibal, or Alexander the Great? And then just be like, who are those people again? Like, that would be more entertaining to me than this. Or you go in and you ask some girl who's never played video games in her life, and you're like, Gears of War, Halo, or Battlefield, which one? And then that would be more entertaining.
Yeah. Well, possible future segment on Does This Work, a comedy podcast. Anyway, we'll leave it there. I've got to go and pick up my kid and whatnot.
Don't you hate kids?
Yeah. Think of a pedophile joke, but I'll leave it there.
No, you know what? I thought of this before we go. I need to get your idea on this, right? So, I want to do a joke about you find out that your friend's expecting a baby, which this isn't the friend who is expecting the baby. I know you think this will be for you, but it's for another guy. Okay, so I want to go on, and then it's like, yeah, I'm expecting a baby, man. And it's like, and then like he comes out and he's got like Down syndrome.
And the baby comes out, the baby's got Down syndrome.
Yeah, and then like you just have to try and be like not make fun of your friend.
Yeah, you can't even acknowledge it.
Yeah,
yeah. Like, do you just ignore it?
That is a very funny sketch to me.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
He looks like he likes milkshakes.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to love candy when he grows up. Like, that to me is fun. Like, friends trying to be supportive. And the only way they can do that is by not acknowledging it.
So when do we organise John Cena to come and visit this kid?
Yes. All right, that's me done.
All right, thank you for joining us, mate.
Thank
it's good
you,
to see
man.
you. We'll
It's
see
good
you
to
again soon.
I'll see you tonight.
Yeah, I'll see you tonight. Yeah. See you next week, everyone. Thank you very much. See ya.